Dead by Daylight isn't just unbalanced right now, it's uneven. Because some killers feel like they're playing chess and others feel like they're still learning how the pieces move. This tier list isn't about who's fun, it's about who can actually win consistently. And right now, if you're a killer that can't apply pressure, yeah, you're already losing. Alright, first we have S tier, Nurse and Blight, obviously. Nurse is still the best killer in the game for one reason: she deletes the core mechanics of Dead by Daylight. Survivors are supposed to loop, use pallets, create distance. Nurse ignores all that. Her blinks let her skip loops entirely, punish positioning instantly, and end chase in seconds. In a meta where gens can pop in under a minute, the killer who ends chases the fastest will always be number one, and no one ends chases faster than Nurse. Except maybe Blight. Blight is S tier for a different reason: tempo. He doesn't ignore the game like Nurse, he just plays it faster than everyone else. His strengths are cross-map mobility, fast recovery time between chases, and strong snowball potential. If you down someone as Blight, you're already on your way to the next survivor. That's what makes him broken in this meta, not just chase, but he's very time efficient. Alright, next is A+ tier, and it's Billy, Dracula, the Lich, Kaneki, Singularity, and the Twins. Hillbilly. Billy is high tier, again, because speed equals pressure. His chainsaw lets him instantly traverse the map and punishes survivors out of position. And unlike weaker killers, he doesn't fall behind when gens start flying. His only downside, mechanical difficulty. So trash controller players like me. Alright, next. Singularity. One of the most misunderstood killers in the game. When played correctly, he tracks survivors constantly, controls space with pods, forces survivors into bad positions. Geez, he's not easy though, but he rewards skill more than most killers. Twins. Twins are strong because they break one rule: one killer versus 4 survivors. Victor creates split pressure and multi-target threats. In a gen speed meta, that's insanely valuable, and regardless of meta, slugging will always be viable, and this is what they do the most, so nice. And for the rest, Dracula, the Lich, Kaneki, these killers sit there because they bring something most killers don't: consistent pressure without relying on mistakes. They're not broken, but they don't fall apart either. Except Kaneki. You know, I never liked anime anyways. I hate you. A tier. There's Spirit, Plague, Oni, and the Krosu. Spirit, still strong, but no longer oppressive. Survivors now predict her phases better, play safer. She wins chases, but doesn't dominate like she used to. But again, still good. Plague. One of the most unique killers in the game. Her strengths depend entirely on survivor decisions. Cleanse equals she becomes deadly. Don't cleanse, she's weaker. That inconsistency holds her back from A+. A good survivor team will never cleanse and just loop you in Gen Rush. Oni. Insane when powered, but weak early game. And in this meta, early game matters more than ever. If you lose 2 gens before your power, the match is already slipping. But once Oni does get his power, even if you have 2 gens left to defend, Oni can still come back. And Krosu. Solid pressure and chase, but not overwhelming. She doesn't dominate, but doesn't struggle either. Her power is pretty consistent, but a little buggy. And now B tier. There's Vecna, Pinhead, Huntress, Artist, and the Knight. Vecna. Strong toolkit, but slightly inconsistent. He can control chases, but doesn't apply enough global pressure to climb higher. Also, his ability to come out of the ground after his really good traversal is very, very slow, which holds him back a little bit, but I think it's balanced, so I don't have a problem with it. Pinhead. His box mechanic creates passive slowdown, but only if survivors mess up. Good survivors minimize his value heavily. This Pinhead is he could be in really high tiers or really low tiers. It really depends on how good you are, but on average, a Pinhead is, in my opinion, around a B+. Knowing map knowledge of your box can create some really good pressure and make Pinhead an A+ killer, in my opinion. But on average, he's a B+. Next, I might get hate for this, but really think about it. Huntress. One of the best chase killers in the game, but here's a problem. Winning chases doesn't win games anymore. You need map pressure, and she doesn't have it. A lot of Huntress mains might be mad at me, your favorite streamer might play them. There are a lot better options than Huntress right now, but I have her B+ because she is still a good killer. And Artist and the Knight. Strong at shutting down loops, but at this point predictable. And again, no mobility equals slower pressure. Again, both good, but there are better options if you want to win. Then there's B tier. Animatronic, Houndmaster, Alien, Nemesis, Myers, Wesker, Pyramid Head, and Trickster. And yes, even the buffed Trickster. Wesker, the definition of balanced. Good mobility, good chase, but nothing overwhelming. In this meta, balanced just isn't enough. And outside of meta, I always thought Wesker was like the perfect balance between fun, good if you are mechanically good with him, and also leave a lot of room for counterplay for the survivors. I think Wesker is what behavior should strive for in a killer when it comes to balance. Next, Nemesis. Strong in longer games, but slow to get going, like really slow. His power needs time, and time is limited. Especially if you whiff your whips, then it will not be a fun time. But his zombies do create a good amount of pressure, especially with add-ons, but I'm not counting add-ons. I think add-ons can make almost every killer a tier better, and I'm not doing that with this. Pyramid Head. Great anti-loop, but lacks overall pressure. Survivors can just spread out and win. Also, there is a very high skill ceiling with him. If you're on controller, you most likely suck with Pyramid Head. And if you're on PC, you still most likely suck with him, but higher chance of being good. I think Pyramid Head is just a really high technical skill killer. But if you are that good, Pyramid Head at his peak could be A+ killer. But again, most people never reach that because he is very hard to play. Myers. Even after the buff, one of the most outdated killers in the game. Needs setup, needs stalking, needs time. The game doesn't give you that anymore. I'm sorry. But I will say he's better than what he used to be. But I feel like as long as you have to stalk with Myers, I don't think he'll be anything higher than like a B or B+. And that's fine. Myers is still fun to play. And I'm mixing the rest up because I don't want this video to be 20 minutes. Alien, Trickster, Houndmaster, and Animatronic all have strengths, but suffer from map dependency, inconsistency, and lack of pressure. Even the Trickster buff is very map dependent, and a good survivor team will just, especially with a good map, will just loop you and go down a lot slower. So yes, Trickster is not an A like I see most people have him in. And then C tier. Onryo, Bubba, Deathslinger, Clown, Freddy, and Chucky. Onryo relies too much on teleport gimmicks. Good survivors neutralize her quickly by just holding onto the tapes and using them if it gets too much. And stealth killers in general, again, an above average survivor just doesn't fall for that no more. So C tier. Bubba, strong in chase, but extremely predictable at this point. Survivors know exactly how to play against him. And also, the hitboxes with his chainsaw are still messed up. Around certain rocks and walls, you will just go into a tantrum, which sucks. Next, Gunslinger. Not Gunslinger. Next, Deathslinger. Good in 1v1s, terrible map pressure. He wins chases slowly and loses gens even faster. It's fun to play, but not good if you want to win. Next, Clown, my baby, my fat, ugly looking baby. Strong at loops, but loops aren't the issue anymore. The issue is pressure, and he has none, pretty much. He got reworked to make his speed even better, then nerfed again, so now it's not as good. I don't know, Clown's in a weird spot. Again, not the worst killer, but definitely better options. Again, if you want to win. Freddy. Completely power crept. His kit used to be strong. Now it's just outdated. Even, in my opinion, even with the buff, survivors know what to do, pretty much. At first, it was annoying, but now survivors know what to do. He's not as good. He's easy to counter. RIP Freddy. Next, the midget himself with a colorful vest, Chucky. Fun and tricky, but inconsistent against strong survivors. I think Chucky shines in his stealth and mind game ability, especially against big walls because he is so short. But yeah, he got nerfed to the ground and has not been the same since. And D tier. Wraith, Dredge, Unknown, Hag, Pig, Doctor, Demogorgon, Ghostface, Skull Merchant, and Legion. That's a lot of bad killers. Alright, I'll try and make this quick. Wraith, speed without pressure. He can find survivors, but struggles to end games. That sucks. Dredge, map dependent and inconsistent. Nightfall sounds scary, but doesn't always translate to wins. It's just a minor inconvenience that a survivor with 200 hours can get by. Hag, setup killer in a fast-paced game. That alone puts her low, but slightly better than Trapper because she can teleport. Pig and Ghostface. Stealth killers struggle because good survivors don't panic anymore. Once you're revealed, you're just an M1 killer. That's not really good. Pig can have some pressure with her traps, but not much where she becomes a real problem, in my opinion. And I want Ghostface to be good because he's a really cool killer, but yeah, rip him. Doctor. Information does not equal pressure. Knowing where survivors are doesn't matter if you can't stop them. Also, there are better killers for trying to get information, so Doctor's a bit outdated. Legion, my noob-friendly killer. The definition of fake pressure. Injuries everywhere, but can't down anyone. Yeah, any average survivor squad that isn't new can win against Legion. He's a hit and run. Skull Merchant, strong in very specific situations, but overall, unhealthy design and inconsistent results. Also, main thing, nerfed into the ground. Deservingly, she needs a rework, change her power. She should not be known as 3-gen Merchant. I'm sorry, that's toxic. Then you have Demogorgon, Unknown. Solid killers, solid kits, but nothing that keeps up with this meta. Unknown is just a worse version of the Huntress, and Demogorgon, his only real thing is his dash, which can be good if you know how to use it right and know when, and his teleportation. But that's really it. And the last tier, there's one killer I have not said, and he's the cover boy. And F tier is Trapper. Trapper is the only killer in the game where you lose before the match even starts. He needs setup time, good RNG, survivors to make mistakes. Meanwhile, gens are already popping. That's why he's F tier. Not because he can't win, but because the game doesn't give him a chance to. And that's why I love him. Shout out Trapper. And that's it. That's my tier list. A lot of people will say it's wrong. I don't really care. This is my opinion. I think most of these are pretty correct. Obviously, some you can interchange depending on your criteria. But, you know, just my opinion. Let me know if I'm wrong, right, what you think. And again, hope you enjoyed the video. Tell your family you love them, and I will see you in the next one.